It has been long rooted in history that Indonesia has many female figures that play a key role in economy. Many businesswomen chair strategic positions that make them known not only for their expertise but also for their influence. How does Indonesia look at this, and how significant is women empowerment in Indonesia's business and economy? We will be discussing about this topic, but before that, have a look at this. The equality between men and women has long become a major issue in the developing countries. 20 to 30 years ago, it was still difficult to find a top leading company handled by a female leader. Today, women are easily found in strategic positions ranging from governmental institutions to private enterprises. The participation of women in Indonesia's business, for example, has brought significant impact for the growth of the nation. Women business players seem to be tougher, along with their multitasking skills, balancing family and career at the same time. Indonesia, as an emerging market, really concerned about the role of women in business. Some vital positions are often led by a strong figure of a female leader. How does Indonesia empower women in economy? We'll talk about this on Revenues International. To discuss more about empowering young women entrepreneurs, we have Vice Director of UKM Center of Faculty of Economics, University of Indonesia, Ms. Dewi Meisari. Welcome, Ms. Dewi. Welcome to our studio. Thank you very much for your coming.
You're very welcome.
Before we start our discussion, I'd like to, say Happy Mother's Day for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Mom, Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
All right. We're going to talk about empowering young women entrepreneurs. Well, before we talk about empowering women entrepreneurs, I want you to see about, as general, how the equal opportunity of women here actually in Indonesia and, participating in any sectors like education or business or any other sectors that how do you see about equal opportunity for women?
Okay. My comments regarding this issue is actually Indonesia is already a country, developing countries that already open an equal opportunity for both males and females.
Okay.
So by law, we have, in general, equal opportunity. But by culture, this is another thing.
Okay.
So, so by law, I can go to work until to whatever I want. But culturally, my mom would say what, my husband would say what, that's still occurring in our society.
Okay.
So I think the problem is not in the matter of formal law or something, but more into education or spreading the word that actually Indonesia has, like the one that already presented before, we have in general, female figure has better multitasking skills.
Okay.
So, so actually, many cases, many examples have proven that when a woman being active outside of the house, like being entrepreneur or being a career woman, it's not necessarily sacrificing the family in the house.
All right. So you see right now how is the growth of young women in being an entrepreneurs, or most cases that we see at this moment, many big enterprises, big companies led by women.
Yeah, of course.
How do you see this phenomenon actually? How's the growth? Probably you have the data about that one.
Indonesia now, we have several women that already in the top 100 most influential women in the world.
All right.
Based on Forbes, I think.
Okay.
So it's like Ibu Sri Mulyani and then Karen Agustiawan, so something like that. So it's improving about the role of women, and also Mr. Budiono, our Vice President, last time ever said that I think Indonesia public policy needs more women, female touch.
Okay.
So why? If I quote the feminist movement, I'm not the extremist feminist, but like the point of the feminism movement is actually to improve the quality of policy by giving female perspective.
Okay.
Why? Because what the objects of the policy is not only male but also female.
I see.
See, but most of the policy is constructed based on a meeting forum that dominantly the members are dominantly is a male. You know what I mean? So when the balance between men and women in a forum to make a policy that will give a very different
impact
dynamics.
All right.
Different discussion dynamics that at the end will end up with different kind of policy.
I see. Sure. Yeah.
So that's actually the basic of the movement. Why we need more women. We need more balanced compositions between.
Can we say it's like a
female.
gender biased policy? Something?
Yes, something like that. Yeah.
All right.
So let's say when there are 5 men in a room.
Right.
Discussing about one policy.
Okay.
The existence of one female in that room can really change what kind of decision they will result.
All right.
So that's the thing. Just to the dynamics of discussion is really important. Like to improve the debate quality, and then hopefully we'll improve the policy.
It's interesting, Miss Dewi, when you said about culture. We know that our everything's in, particularly like in Indonesia, everything's like culturally constructed.
Yeah.
Patriarchal system or something. What do you see about this culture? It can be like supporting matters, or otherwise it can be an obstacle for women to participate more, or to voice their to sound their voice or something.
In UKM Center we empower many SMEs, and many of them are women, of course. So we see a phenomena that men-led companies are more progressively growing compared to the women-led, and it is actually confirmed by the data survey result from the BPS, our Bureau Statistical Bureau. So it is said that only 36% of our micro and small enterprise in Indonesia, led by women, owned by women, have expansion plan.
All right.
While if it is owned by male, it is actually
seems to have doing expanding to another kind of sectors.
Yes, or another regional, or in another regions, or whatever. So while in the male it's 52%. So almost half of the women-owned enterprises, micro and small enterprises, that actually has expansion plan if compared to the men-led enterprises. So only 36% if it is owned by female, and 52% if it is owned by male. And there is also another story we got from London when our founder, Ibu Nining Susilo, the founder of SME Center, goes to a entrepreneurship seminar in London, in the UK. And then there is a discussion regarding it. The same phenomena actually occur also there.
Okay.
So they said It is because of the values, personal values, different values between men and women. What is that? It's the same. They have PL values, but the PL has different meanings. What do you mean? Ibu Nining asked. And then he answered, yeah, the PL, if it is a businessman, is about profit and loss.
All right.
But if it is
Interesting.
spoken by the businesswoman, the PL is about peace and love.
All right.
So, like,
fun.
let's say they,
Right.
let's say they make a cookies or make a
That's what you said before, female touch.
female touch. You know, like they enjoy so much the atmosphere of being directly interact with their customers.
I see.
You know, or if they make a let's say, what is the cookies?
Pastries, something.
Pastry or something. They really enjoy the
process of making.
process of making them with their love, with their and see how the customer
And about the profit
smile.
later on, right?
Yeah, I don't really. It's peace in their heart is more important than the expansion of the business per se.
I see.
So, is it a good or a bad phenomenon?
That's the question, right? How
That's
do
the
you
question,
handle that? You know, through the young women entrepreneurs that you handle. I mean, that you empower in the center that you.
It's similar, like typical women.
All right.
I mean, like they work with their heart.
Yes.
So it's not impossible, but it is harder to avoid themselves
Right.
from being too personal. Like in the business process,
I see.
they include it with their heart and mind. So and also the problems start to occur when they have children and the children starting to need more attention and something like that. But is that an obstacle? I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so. It's
There
not
must be
so.
impact for the national economy, but I would
Yeah.
ask you later on after this.
Okay.
We'll be right back with more discussion. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Our discussion is about empowering young women entrepreneurs. And we still have Vice Director of UKM Center of Faculty of Economics, University of Indonesia, Ms. Dewi Meisari. Ms. Dewi, it's interesting when you mentioned about how female touch here,
Yeah.
doing
Female touch.
entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
and then how also, you know, their goals of doing something for the sake of peace and love,
Yeah, peace and love.
as compared to male entrepreneurs when you say also the profit and loss.
Yeah.
From that perspective, I want you to you know, see how significant actually the role of women entrepreneurs in broader, you know, Indonesian economy.
To give big impact,
All right.
it can be a source of one big guy,
Okay.
right? This only one, but very big guy. So
Okay.
we'll have like big impact because of this big entity,
All
for
right.
example. But to get the same result, we can also get from small entity, but a lot of them.
Okay.
A lot of them. So I think in talking about female young entrepreneurs, because there is tendency, not everybody, but there are tendencies that they enjoy being small.
Okay.
They enjoy being small, you know, like because of hassle, because of the higher hassle when they're getting bigger,
Okay.
and because of the peace and love, they want to see directly their customers, and they love the process, and they would love to be directly involved in them in the process. But they become a local champion.
Okay.
If you go to this city, they could be the champion in that city,
All right.
their business. So if we groom this kind of small and beautiful, you know, like small and beautiful enterprises, we can also deliver big impact.
All right. It's interesting.
So and economically speaking, actually this kind of structure is stronger because during crisis, it has been proven that actually SME sector are resilient.
Okay.
So
yeah.
there are those who actually survive during
The crisis.
and everything. So if we groom this kind of economic structure, like we don't really have to aim everybody have to be this big entity.
Okay.
But we can groom them to be small but beautiful.
Survive.
Small and beautiful. Because
Alright.
in Indonesia, we have a lot of micro enterprises. I have to say, frankly, they are really small and they're not beautiful.
Oh, really?
Why they're not beautiful? They don't have a good management. They don't have
I
a
see.
good packaging. They don't have a good standard of production. Usually, they have problem in sanitation.
Okay.
So this is what I mean by small and beautiful. We can groom
Alright.
this kind of. If not everybody wants to be conglomerates or something like that, you know, it will ruin their happiness, their peace.
So
Like
that's the gap that your center want to fulfill.
Yes, of course. We promote, we call it people-centered economy.
Oh, nice.
People-centered economy, or in bahasa Indonesia, we call it ekonomi kerakyatan. So it's like grooming small players. If they don't want to be big, it's okay, but you're now ugly, please now do a little makeover so you can be
Interesting.
a little bit more beautiful. Small and beautiful, if we have a lot of this, we can also deliver huge impact and more resilient.
Miss Dewi, in doing this empowerment for young women entrepreneurs, how do you see the government's role here? I mean, the support, how they support the empowerment process or the empowerment that your center, or probably along with other centers also doing together, how to, you know, make it grower the, you know, the SME sectors.
Okay, there are several initiatives by the government. We have this PNPM Mandiri program. It's like a national empowerment program.
All right.
They have taken is for social assistance.
Okay.
And then the third is for female saving and loan activities.
Oh, so
And
that's
only for
particular.
female.
All right, that's
Only
nice.
for female. And it is already, yeah, they have it in, I forgot precisely, but I think it's more than 10,000 kecamatan already.
Okay.
So it's per kecamatan, it's per district. So it already implemented in more than 10,000 districts. And then, and what they are empowered, actually, the segment that I said before, micro and not really beautiful.
Okay.
So it takes a long journey to do a little makeover. So that's the government initiative, I think. And there are also a little program about funding for capital, seed capital
Okay.
for female female entrepreneurs also. But the problem is we still don't have a good database.
All right.
So if we're asking how many exactly the number of our female entrepreneurs, they don't know. We don't know exactly the number. Yes. If we elaborate the question, how much is already in the medium scale? How many is actually already in the medium scale? How many are still in the small or micro scale? We also don't really have that. We only have a survey data specifically for industry sector. So for trade, for trade sector, for service sector, for other sector other than industry, manufacturing.
Any efforts to make a better database so far? To make it proper, at least in order to give like a good information for those who want to empower the entrepreneurs.
Yeah, the discussion is already on the table, but I don't know about the. I'm sorry, but I don't really know about the
progress. How
the progress,
the database being,
Yeah, but we in my center we have database. but only those
For the
who,
sake of the activities on the UKM.
but only those who we directly assist
All right.
and empower. So we have quite a complete data, like from the OMSET, from the management, from the team.
That's cool.
We have pretty of that, and we also empower women indirectly through assisting microfinance institution.
Okay. Yeah.
So like cooperatives that empower women through micro loan,
Okay.
and it is now already like almost more than 100,000 female.
Miss Dewi, I'm interested with the self-financing in your center, but later on after this break.
Okay.
More of discussion is coming up next. Stay tuned.
Sebenarnya sih kagak.
Welcome back. I'm still with Vice Director of UKM Center of Faculty of Economics, University of Indonesia, Miss Dewi Meisari. And we are talking about empowering young women entrepreneurs. Miss Dewi, well, it's getting more interesting when you said about the, the phenomenon, or I mean, how the government support. Well, so far still a little them need to, empower more improvement for the support. But I'm interested when you said about the self-financing mechanism in your center. How to, you have like some young entrepreneurs that you empowered with your center. And would you tell us about the mechanism?
Yeah, one of the lack of support is like a center like us doesn't get any support from the government.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
So so we actually a self-financing institution. I personally perceive UKM Center is a social enterprise. Why?
Right.
Because we have a clear social mission, but we solve the problem, we tackle the problem with entrepreneurial approach.
Okay.
So because of our we have a research unit, so we can be a consultant as well. For those companies, usually companies who wants to spend their CSR money, so we can help them to
distribute,
not only distribute, but also designing
the appropriate
what kind of CSR program and the monitoring and evaluation methods and something like that. So that's kind of cash cow for us. And we also have a human capital development unit. So the activity is to giving training not only for the entrepreneurs, but also for we start to give trainings for companies as well.
Yeah.
Because like now many companies has their own CSR or partnership unit, or community engagement unit. So this kind of people we also train them, so they can be more CSR literate, something like that.
Okay.
What is CSR and what kind of impact it should deliver, and how to measure the impact and evaluate the results, something like that.
Ms. Dewi, would you tell me how your center, give like existence for young entrepreneurs to grow?
Yeah, first we create a monthly meeting forum.
Okay.
It's for free. Everybody who wants to be an entrepreneur or already become an entrepreneur, we provide the event once a week, once a month, and this is for free because this is our commitment.
So I can also join.
Yeah,
that?
of course. Next month is on the 23rd of January.
All right.
23rd of January. So it's for free, and we invite competent speakers, and it's actually the moment for us. It's a moment for them to recharge their motivation.
Okay.
Because micro and small enterprises, also the startup, especially the startup, usually they have this, like ups and downs.
Okay.
Sometimes when you create the forum and when you create the moment for them to meet their fellows
Okay.
that also feel the same,
Okay.
it recharges their motivation.
I see.
That's why I'm here. That's what I want to do. And also that forum, it's actually giving the opportunity to widen up their network.
Nice, yeah.
Network. And sometimes the entrepreneur, the startup, they don't know who to connect with, who should I get like have contact with. So that forum is actually to broaden up their horizon, their knowledge, their network, and sometimes we also train. That's the place for them to train to be more confident in speaking in front of the public.
Yeah.
So sometimes we give the opportunity. Anybody wants to promote their business, we give you 5 minutes for 3 entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Some of them first they're very shy to introduce themselves, and because like hundreds of people watching them, and that kind of small trainings for them to improve their inner confidence, because it seems like not important, or probably many other centers hasn't put emphasis in this psychological element, but us is already focused on there as well, because like the derivatives of the psychological state of the entrepreneurs is actually like it's the starting point of everything.
Okay.
Imagine if you're a shy guy and you have to sell your product, or you have to negotiate with other partner. If you don't have confidence, how would you do that?
Well, after they have, get the confidence to start the business, or I mean, a small business, and after that, they are running their business like time to time.
Yeah.
How do you monitor?
Yeah, we monitor
during their progress, and how do you evaluate them?
We have this rapport system. What do you
Okay.
call it? Like rating
Alright.
for them. So we have 4 criteria for those who actually already have a loan, because we also give seed capital too.
Okay, nice.
So we have partnership with some government-owned companies, BUMN, to distribute small loan for the micro entrepreneurs. So up to 50 million rupiah. So for those we check their collectibility, of course.
Okay.
And then we also check their administration, business administration. We check whether they already starting to make
Profit. Yeah.
not only profit. Administration is more like their routine, whether it's already better, whether they already start to make a record of their financial transaction.
All right.
Because most of them don't know how much profit they make. They don't even make the financial record properly. So the administration is more like that. Whether you already have a change in behavior in running their business, because before they never put a financial record, so we have to check whether they already start to.
Do you think that the administration procedures like that is quite sometimes like complicated for something that they think is like small things, like 1 million only, or so probably that's also what discouraged them to prepare something like that.
We can discuss about that specific issue for like hours, yeah. But if they want to grow, they have to do it.
Okay.
So sometimes if I have to give a little mentoring session with them, I said this knowledge, this kind of thing is not important at all.
Okay.
For you that doesn't want to grow. But if you want to grow, if you want to expand, then you have to. And then we also give their legal business legalities, like whether they already improved their license, at least tax number.
Yep.
Many of them also doesn't have tax number. That this aspect actually, like deter them from bigger opportunities.
Okay.
Like without NPWP, without tax number, they can't pitch to bigger bidding or bigger tender.
Okay. Short answer, Ms. Dewi. How do you see the outlook for for the coming years of SME growing in Indonesia?
It's positive. It's positive, and it will be, in my projection, it will be good in the craft sector and the
Craft?
food
Also.
and because we have, and we will be the champion in our domestic market for that
Sector.
cultural sector.
Okay.
Food
cultural
and
sector.
food and
Craft.
beverages, and then craft, and then fashion, something like that. Why? Because we have strong culture that when other products comes to Indonesia,
We
more
have the
and-
uniqueness in that kind of product.
we have Indonesian have their own taste.
All right.
They have their, especially in food and beverages.
Okay.
You know, that's why the cabai rawit chili from Thailand is not is not recording any good
Yeah.
sales here because
All
we
right.
have so
Okay.
sensitive.
Thank
So-
you, Miss Dewi.
so
Thank you
that's
very
food
much for your
cultural
comment.
sector.
And also very nice inspiration of discussion that you gave.
Thank
All right.
you.
Good
Thank
luck
you.
for you and your career.
You too.
All right. That was Vice Director of UKM Center of Faculty of Economics, University of Indonesia, Miss Dewi Meisari, talking about empowering young women entrepreneurs. And up next, we have some more news and business information. Stay with Revenues International.